there friends, Nibs again, out in the garage here doing a little tinkering around, working on that that 146B that I did a video on yesterday. Had a little bit of problem with the feeding on it. Today I put it up on the bench and it feeds every round through like it was buttered. So I don't know what's going on with that, but maybe the stock wasn't sitting on there just right or something, but I didn't try it before I took it out of the stock. When I took it out of the stock, it fed everything through without any problem. Put it back in the stock, ran 10 rounds through it, 5 long rifles, 5 shorts, and every one of them fed right in like they were supposed to. So I guess we'll have to take it back to the range and give it another try. Maybe it just had stage fright yesterday. But I thought this would be a fun little, you guys seem to enjoy the little collection I showed you of my 144 rifles. And this is something that I've actually got a lot more passion for, because actually the last one I'll show you is one that I have had either used or had owned since I was a kid. It originally was my father's rifle when he was a kid, and I used this first gun I ever shot as a young boy, and shot it all through my teenage years. But got down here, I'll just give you a quick look. We've got a pretty good rundown here, so I don't want to take too much time, but there's the first one we're going to talk about. But what we have here is my collection of tube feed 22 rifles, Mossberg tube feed 22 rifles, and they have had tube feeds. The first one, I believe this one's the first one they came out with that's up here on the bench, and that one came out in 1934, and they've had tube feeds ever since, as far as I know. The ones that I have here are so when everybody thinks about a tube feed Mossberg, you normally right away think about a Model 46 or a Model 146, but actually their first tube feed rifle was a Model 44, which is kind of weird because all of the other Model 44 Mossbergs are box mag fed. So they had a little bit of stutter starts with their model numbers early on, but they kind of got them all synchronized and making sense after a while. But we'll go ahead and get started on this. This first one, very cool old gun. This one is a Mossberg Model 44, no number. So the next 44 that would have came after this is a 46B, which was a civilian model, and that was a magazine fed box mag. But so this one has a tube feed in the bottom here, and it comes with a globe or a hooded front sight, but it does not have interchangeable posts like some of the newer ones that I'll show you. But it did come with the number 3 peep sight, which is pretty fragile, but it's a pretty cool peep sight. And these ones are only made for 2 years, 34 and 35. I do like these older Mossbergs with the metal trigger guard. Just something about those that are well, they're more durable for one thing, but I don't know how I'm going to stack all these up. But so there's the Model 44. Now another model that I don't have any of right now, I actually sold all the ones I had, were Model 45s. Those were kind of a lower tier tube feed. The 46s were higher end, always had peep sights on them, were drilled and tapped for scopes, and a little bit better sighting systems, really all the difference was. But the next one I'm going to show you is a pretty cool old gun. This is a 46, no letters after the 46. This one again has a fixed front sight, should have a hood there. Never had a hood when I got it, and I never bothered to search one down. Again, this one's a tube feed with the metal trigger guard. Had an empty in it from the last time I was out at the range, but the difference is in the model numbers. They just make minor changes to the feeding mechanism, or even sometimes just different sights. They change the model number. So this one, I do have a pretty cool scope on it. This is a Mossberg number 6, which is the externally adjusted style, kind of like an unertl style. And this is a very nice one, very clear, very nice scope. And these did come with a number 4 peep sight, which this one does have the proper sighting on it. This one was modified sometime many years ago, I'm guessing, but normally this would be a completely fixed metal butt plate, but somebody modified it so that you could actually store, it's just the right size for a box of ammo. So let's see here. Not that box of ammo, but it is just the right size for a box of ammo, and it has a spring-loaded detent built in there. You bring that around, and so somebody spent a lot of time fixing, fashioning that. So there's the 146, no letters after it. Those ones were made, let's see, I got some notes here just so I'm telling you the right thing. Those were made from 35 to 37. Now, the Damn Guy site on Rimfire Central does list another gun with a model number of 46C. I've never ever seen one. It kind of looks like that was a real heavy profile barrel, more of a real target oriented gun, and those were only made in like 36 to 37. But again, like I said, I've never seen one. I've never seen one for sale, but they do reference that model there. So the next one I'm going to show you is virtually the same gun as the last one you just saw, so we won't spend a lot of time on it. But this one is it's a Ward's Westernfield version of the model 46, and they called this one a number 41. So early on, Montgomery Ward's contracted with Mossberg to produce guns for them, and that was a very long-running relationship from what I understand. This one does have a fixed front blade, and that one should have a hood similar to that 44 as well. This one again is metal trigger guard, and I also do have this one outfitted with it's the same scope as that 46, but this is actually a Ward's branded scope, again made by Mossberg, but they call this a Model 10. And this one would come with the number 4 rear sight, and this one does have the what they call it, optional number 4A adjustable peep sight, and you would rotate the outer barrel here. I don't know if you can see that, but there's like 4 different size aperture holes that you can, I don't know if that's showing up on a camera or not. But it's working, it's spinning, so that spins inside there, and there's 4 different size apertures that you can see. So there's the Ward's Westernfield number 41, which is the same as the Mossberg model 46. Okay, so now we're moving up, incrementally moving up in time, and then after that they came out with the 46A, and this particular version of the 46A that I have here was called the 46A Target. And this one has a much heavier profile barrel. Let's see here. how I can do this here. So this is my 46, which a normal 46A would have the same profile barrel. I don't know how well that's showing up on camera, but the 46A target is quite a bit heavier profile than the normal 46 or 46A would be. I'm not exactly sure what the changes were that were made to change from a 46 to the 46A. They're very similar in function as far as the feeding mechanism. Still has the metal trigger guard, still has the number 4 peep sight. This one also has the 4A optional adjustable aperture in the back here. And the 46A target would come with a Lyman 17A globe. Let's see, the 46As were made between 37 and 38. And then in 1939, that's when things would really change in the Mossberg. So one other thing this one does have that's very specific to the target is it has a multi-hole position adjustable, for adjusting the position of the front strap. So this is the only one that I have that has that adjustability on it. I'm not sure if it was featured on any other guns from Mossberg before or after this one. Okay, so let's see, what's next? So I've got a couple of these guys, or no, actually I only have one of these. So this one is the first one. So if you notice, this is a kind of a iconic trigger guard that Mossberg put on 22s and rifles and shotguns for decades and decades. But this particular model here is the 46B, which came right after the 46A, obviously. And these ones were made from 39, let's see here, Bs were made from 39 to 46. And it's very nice. Redesign the feeder mechanism. Starting to notice that it's got, all the rest of them had the like a straight metal shaft with a chrome knob on the end. They started with, so this is color case hardened. The knob used to be color case hardened, but through years of use, the color case hardening got wore off of that. They started with the safety in the rear here, and putting these little red and green dots back here for the safety. I do have a Mossberg number 4 sight on here, or scope. It's a little 4-power scope. This is a real nice one, very clear. And then this would be the last model of Mossberg 22 that would have the number 4 peep sight. And this one also has the number 4A adjustable aperture. So one thing that's new on this series now is, it's hard to see, but so you can see up in there, there's a post up in the middle, but if you notice off to this side, see, you can see the lollipop, or not lollipop, but the little circle one sticking out there on the side. So you would pull this hood off, and then you could flip that one down and flip. There's actually 4 different posts there that you could select and set up as your sight picture. So depending on what type of targets you're shooting at through the peep sight, if you're using a circle target, you would want the round circle one. Different sights or different posts for different sighting. I don't know what all the different scenarios, I can't name them right off the top of my head, but so this is the 46B, and like I said, it's the first one with the plastic trigger guard with the integral finger grips, and all the rest of them you'll see in this group are from that or use that same type of trigger guard. Now there are some variations even within that trigger guard. Some of them are rounded at the bottom and inlet to the stock. Others are all the way to the bottom of the pistol grip and squared off at the bottom. So I really can't speak to which ones are which, but so this next one is the next iteration. Well, so actually I'm missing one in the series. This is a 46BB, but the next one in the series after the 46B would be the 46BA, and I'm not sure what the differences were there. I think it was just the rear sight, as far as I know. I think because that one had a number 4, then the BA would have an S100, and now this 46BB has an S130 sight. But other than that, it's pretty much identical to that 46B. Some of them have this little dust cover for the bolt and chamber area, and others do not. But this one's a really nice example, all complete. Again, it has the hooded front sight with the adjustable. There you can see the circle front post there. Pretty cool. So there's 46BB. So 46BA were made from 46 to 47, and then 46BBs were made from 47 to 49. And I do have one more here that is basically an identical copy to that one. Actually, I do believe that, let's see, this one was made in 42. So this one would actually be a 46B. So I apologize for that. So this one is a Westernfield, another Montgomery Ward's Westernfield. And the model number on this one is 24M491A. And so the first 2 digits there are actually the year it was made in reverse. So this one was made in 1942. And the reason I started questioning myself was because this one has the number 4 peep sight on it, like the 46B that I showed you a couple minutes ago. But again, this one still has the plastic trigger guard. They do put barrel sights on here, and you can loosen this screw, and if you wanted to use the barrel sights instead of the peep sight, you can flip the peep sight out of the way, and then you could sight using the barrel sight. For me, peep sights are the way to go. I can't see through those. I can't focus well enough on this barrel sight to make it worth my time, but all right. But that's the 46, or this is a 46B, a Westernfield version of a 46B. All right, we got a couple more to go. I hope you guys are sticking with me. These will go pretty quick. So this is the next one in line. So in 1949, Mossberg decided that they were going to install scope grooves on all of their rimfire rifles, and this one is a 146B, and I think in commemoration to that change, or I'm not sure what the real purpose of it was, but in 1949 only, their bolt action guns all got this T-bolt handle, and the two that I have here both are first year production with the T-bolt handle. Again, they have the hooded front sight. That was pretty popular and stuck around for many decades, really, with the Mossberg rifles. Has the S130 peep sight on the back, and what else? That's pretty much it. The only major change, I think, was just changing over to that having that scope groove on there. So this is the one that I've had for several years now, the 146B that I've had for several years, and this is the one that I actually just showed you guys in a video yesterday. and this one I picked up and I had some problems with the bolt. And it's missing the rear sight on the barrel, which I really don't care too much about. What I'm noticing is this one looks like it may have been carved down a little bit on the front. If you notice on this other one, how it has kind of a schnabel front to the sight there, and this one is smoothed out. I'm pretty sure this one's been modified in that respect. I'm not sure why somebody would do that, but this is the other one. The very last one I'm going to show you has the same type of little schnabel tip there too. Although the let's see here, where's the so it does look different than the earlier ones as well. So I really do think that was a modification that was done, but it was done very well. You couldn't tell me if I didn't know to look for that on a gun. I would not know that that was ever changed. So, so this is the model 146B as well. And the 146Bs were made from 49 to 1954. And then in 1954, they came out with what I believe is the last one series, or one, and then at the end of this production here, they went, I think, to a 346, if I remember right. But this one here, like I was saying earlier, is one that's really near and dear to my heart. It's not the prettiest one I have. It's not in terrible shape, but it's definitely been out in the woods quite a bit. But this one is a 146BA, and really the difference, I'm not sure what the difference is between this and the 146B, but this one does have the rounded bolt handle versus the T-bolt handle. But I'm just guessing that they probably changed some little bit internally or something to it and made it become the BA instead of the B. But these ones were made between 54 and 58, which would have been right around the time that my father was a young teenager. And I believe this was bought for him probably new in the mid to late 50s. And it's been in my family ever since. And he had it, I used it all through my teenage years, hunted many rabbits and grouse and all sorts of stuff with it. And then when my father passed away, my uncle actually inherited it for only a short time, and then unfortunately he passed away as well. And then I was able to reacquire it, and I hope to keep it in the family as well, give it to my son or stepson or whoever wants to take it. But for now, it's staying with me. But all right, well, I hope you guys stayed with me right to the end. I know this is a little bit longer than my normal video, but I have a lot of tube feed Mossbergs, and I really wanted to get through the whole crowd. Again, these ones were made from 54 to 58. The only ones I don't have a real presence for anymore is the 46M. I did have a couple of those, but I did sell off some guns last year, and I kind of weeded those out. I like my military trainers, but those weren't really military trainers. So I really don't have any other, reasoning why I sold them other than I just was trimming down the herd a little bit. The crowd was getting out of hand here, and really needed to take care, get some room back in here. But anyway, hope you liked the video. If you did, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. You'll be notified when I do post up new videos. But until next time, have a great day.